Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Eve and I make videos a little bit about everything from K-pop to commentary to reactions to pop culture to drama to a ton of different things. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, please consider subscribing and I hope you guys enjoy this video. So today's video is going to be about the Boyz and what exactly is going on with the Boyz. So I've been updating you guys on the Boyz' situation with their now former company 100 and Haknyeon's situation also with that former company actively on the channel, but then I took a break and then just as I got ready to come back, updates have been made. So I feel like the universe just knew I was on my way and they were like, yes, we need you to fry 100 for us again. And I'm like, yay! I love doing that. I apologize for disappearing for 4 months, but in my defense, I had one too many technical difficulties and couldn't take it anymore. So I took time to fix it, but now we are so back and I will be uploading at least weekly, but I want to make it every other day and then reactions on the weekends whenever there is a comeback or something. So before I took a break, I had been covering the various cases surrounding the Boyz and 100, their former company. Today's video will include updates and a basic rundown of what happened, what exactly happened, and what is going on now, why it's going on now, what happened that made it happen now, if you're new here, you know, like, just a refresher. But if you want, like, a full rundown on every single situation that I talk about in this video, like Haknyeon's situation, I have videos about them with, like, the full articles, the full, like, statements and the back and forths and the lawsuits, what's the lawsuits happening, how many are happening, how much is he being sued for, like things like that. I do have videos talking more in depth on it and I will have those linked below, and also I have the Boyz playlist on this channel. They're all gonna be in there. Okay, so let's start off with Haknyeon because that was the first because that was when the first cracks were seen in 100's foundation. When everything happened with Haknyeon, that's when everybody started side-eyeing 100 and being like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? Because before that, we couldn't have guessed anything was wrong with them. Because I mean, there's proof of me cheering because they were moving from their other fuck-ass companies to this one. And then, what do you know? Yeah. On June 16th, 2025, 100 made a statement saying that the Boyz' Haknyeon will be going on hiatus. Then on the next day, 100 made an additional statement saying that Haknyeon would be leaving the Boyz, and that statement read. I'll read that statement, but every other statement, like his Instagram statements and then like the statements that the other person in the situation had also made and things like that, those are all in that other video. I'm telling you now, if you want that information, that's all gonna be in that video. Or I might clip it and put it in here, but I don't know yet. I don't know if I want to make this video too long. But, and I also just don't want to keep repeating myself. I don't want each video to be up, like, you know what, you get what I mean? Okay, so, what was that? So, they said, hello, this is 100. We recently took action to suspend Haknyeon's activities upon receiving information that he was involved in a privacy issue. And we had time to closely check the facts. As a result, we took the seriousness of this issue seriously and clearly recognized that it was difficult to continue our trust as an artist. Accordingly, we have finally confirmed Haknyeon's withdrawal with the team and termination of the exclusive contract after a sufficient discussion with the members of the Boyz. We deeply ask for your understanding that this decision is an inevitable measure to for the protection of the members and the team of the Boyz. Haknyeon would like to inform you that all his activities as a member of the Boyz will be terminated today. 100 will spare no support and efforts to ensure that the remaining members of the Boyz will continue to be healthy and unwavering. Once again, we sincerely apologize for causing concern to our fans, and we will do our best to repay you with better news from our activities in the future. Thank you, So that was bullshit. Like the Boyz have left the company. like obviously that was not true. Right after this, news outlets went wild spreading misinformation about a rumor that Ju Haknyeon was engaging in, I don't know if I can say the word out loud, but prostitution. All because he was at a party with some friends in a public space, and someone that was amongst those people was a woman by the name of Asuka Kirara, who used to be an adult movie actress. Used to. She retired years ago. Ju Haknyeon obviously denied these rumors and refused to leave the group because he didn't do anything wrong. He didn't engage in prostitution. And the police dropped the case almost immediately because there was no evidence that he did what he was accused of. The only evidence is a picture of them hugging. It was a hug. It was a hug. And he was removed before that picture was released. He was removed before this information was out there because Ju Haknyeon decided to go to the company and be like, hey, so I noticed that someone took a picture of me in private and they're gonna take it out of context and spread rumors like wildfire. I want to get ahead of the rumors. Can you please help me? To the company that he was under. And they were like, oh yeah, we can help you. Get the fuck out. Get out of the group. And he was like, no, the fuck, I didn't do anything. And they were like, okay, that's what they all say. You know, like, Asuka also came forward to deny these claims and to say that it all seems super sketchy and like the company wanted to kick him out or had it out for him, but couldn't find any excuse to. 100 then sued Ju Haknyeon for 8 billion won, which is approximately 5,460,232 in damages. US dollars, by the way. That's approximately that many. Anyway, Haknyeon refused to pay, stating that that if he did, it would be like the end of his life and that he'd go bankrupt, and then he was sued for it. It's been months since his trial began, and now, as of July 23rd, 2026, I can confidently say Ju Haknyeon won the lawsuit. I will also be reading the related article to that right now, because I haven't read that yet. So it was posted by Naver. Hold on, let me translate the page. Okay, Cha Gawon lost 8 billion won to main grade opponent law. No need to pay. I'm sorry, the translation might be off, okay? The fact reporter Choi Hyun-jung and Jung Byung-gun. Cha Gawon, the CEO of 100, claimed 8 billion won in damages from the boy group The Boyz, but he did not receive a penny. Quora has made it clear that there is no reason for the plaintiff claim against the defendant. Previously, when Ju Haknyeon really visited Japan to attend the awards ceremony in June last year, he had a drinking party with Miss A, Asuka, a former adult actor in Japan, and the local media caused controversy. After that, there was even an unfounded report that Haknyeon had engaged in prostitution with her. However, it was concluded that there was no charge of that. The problem is that the controversial CEO Cha Gawon notified Ju Haknyeon of the termination of the exclusive contract, saying that it was in fact it was an act that damages dignity to the extent that it seriously interfered with the entertainment activities, which is the reason for the termination of the exclusive contract, and filed a lawsuit of damages worth 8 billion won, which is more than 5 times the exclusive down payment of 1.5 billion won. I'm sorry, the translation is so off. Hold on, I need to like... You know what? Let me read this and then paraphrase, okay? Let me do that because the translation is so off. So, okay. So basically, he won the lawsuit because the court couldn't find anything wrong with what he did, and also just, you know. Apart from this, CEO Chagawon is currently under police investigation on charges of fraud under the Act of Aggravated Punishment for specific economic crimes, and is involved in several exclusive contract termination lawsuits. CEO Cha is accused of not implementing the actual business after proposing a business using intellectual property rights (IP) of her artists to 3 companies, including, I don't know what that means, and receiving an advance payment worth 30 billion won. On the 22nd, the Financial Crime Investigation Team of the Seoul National Police Agency Metropolitan Investigation Team, which is investigating this case, applied for a 3rd arrest warrant against CEO Cha on charges of fraud under the Specific Economic Crimes and Aggravated Punishment Act. CEO Cha is also accused of embezzlement. Jacob, Young-hoon, and the current Juyeon, Kevin, Kyu, Sonu, and Eric, who won the injunction on the suspension of their exclusive contract against 100, sued Chagawon for embezzlement under the law on... Okay, so Chagawon was not paying the boys, okay? Like, that, long story short, that's what was happening. They were not paid, they were not getting paid, and also just... When Haknyeon left... Haknyeon had a article with Billboard a few years, like a year ago. And in that article, he said that the company was not acting like a proper company, and that if he doesn't say anything, then they're gonna keep getting away with it. So that's why he decided to speak out and be loud about it, because other companies might get away with it too. So he's like getting it. And it's like really important that he won this. Now, before he won the lawsuit, some other things happened regarding 100. 100 was called out for allegedly not paying their artists. Their artists included Taemin, but he left. EXO, CBX, I'm not sure if they left or not, but yeah. BB's, Bad Villain, and the Boyz, and there are probably other artists too that I can't think of the names of right now. But they were all under 100 and its subsidiaries, and I explained this before. Subsidiaries. Let me explain the subsidiaries and how that works, okay? So, because when Taemin left and I was explaining Taemin leaving Big Planet Made, people were confused and thinking like, I didn't know that 100 had any say in whatever was going on with, like, isn't that a whole different company? No, it's a subsidiary. So basically the CEO of Big Planet Made was MC Mong. MC Mong is the co-CEO, the co-founder of 100, right? He stepped down, but he was. Chagawon is also the other CEO of 100. Chagawon is the biggest shareholder of Big Planet Made. Because of that, that's basically her company too. You know what I mean? Like, it's similar to the way Hybe works with all of its subsidiaries under there, and how Hybe also includes like Pledis and KOZ and Blift and Adore, and you know what I mean? Similar to that, but with 100. But 100 was not paying their artists under any of these. A lot of the things that they would do was paid out of pocket. Taemin announced that he said that for his shows and stuff he would pay staff. The company wouldn't. He would. Oh my god. Many of them reporting paying for staff and venues out of pocket since the company was unwilling. So many of the artists left. All that's left is the Boyz' Channy, and I honestly don't know why he's still there. I thought it had to do with the play that he was in for Romeo and Juliet. And if he couldn't go because of that, or if 100 is holding something against him, because it has to be one of those. The rest of the boys had left 100, and since then they've been doing everything independently. Haknyeon called it back then when in an article with Billboard, he said that the company was not acting like a proper company. Recently, like as of today, which was the day that I was writing this, which was the day that Haknyeon won his lawsuit. Anyway, 100 tried to appeal in court because they lost the lawsuit, and said that if they won, that they want to make it so that the boys can never use the name the Boyz ever again. They won't have the rights to the name. And that the Boyz will never be able to use it ever again, and I'll read that article in a minute. But the Boyz used to be under IST Entertainment. IST Entertainment fucking sucked too, okay? So, like, I'm gonna say this now. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I wish they stayed under IST, because no, they were clearly unhappy there too. There were so many things that happened under there too. A lot of things, like, they were getting discredited. They also weren't getting paid for a good amount of time. They were just... You know, I feel like they could have gotten more exposure. Not to mention what IST did to ATBO. Justice for ATBO, bro. If I had my own company, I would re-debut them. I would wait for my Blueberry man to get out of prison. Prison? The military. Who's not in prison? The military, and then I would save them. And then I would save the Boyz too. I'm telling you, I feel like I could manage them better than these idiots. IST sucks booty too, but I truly wonder if there's something internally where they knew 100 would pull this shit. Because if that was the case, then it would make sense as to why IST only gave the rights to the Boyz as the members. And not the company. So, to put it simply, I'm gonna read like their what they said back then when they were doing like the whole thing with the, and like I have a different perspective on it now. I did cover this when it happened, and I thought it was really weird. I thought IST was just being weird and shady and didn't want to let the Boyz go, which I think also that was part of it. But in this case, I wonder if they just knew that 100 was like this, or the people in charge of 100 were like this, so that they were like, you know what? We'll give you the rights to the name, but we're only giving it to the members, and we're not giving it to the company. The members can do whatever they want with that, with the rights to their name. It's all theirs. They don't have to pay for it. But if another company wants it, I think maybe that's why they tried to be like, oh yeah, you could take the name if you give us $10 million to the company, not to the members. But I guess the members also were like, we never heard of this. We didn't know that this was. So it's like it's very complicated. But IST is still full of shit. But I also wonder, I just wonder if, like, to be a fly on the wall. Man. Now I'm gonna read what they said. Dear IST Entertainment, we express our regret over the clearly erroneous information being circulated regarding trademarks recently and seek to correct it. Contrary to what has been conveyed, our company has decided to grant royalty-free trademark usage rights to all 11 members of the Boyz, and has communicated with this intention with the members. To the members, furthermore, we intend to allow royalty-free use of the trademark in activities agreed upon by the 11 members, such as unit and individual activities, etc. Additionally, for the one member who still has approximately 6 months remaining on their exclusive contract, with a supportive mindset toward their activities at a new agency, we have decided to terminate the exclusive contract early regardless of the remaining period, and have already conveyed this intention to that member. The reason our company sought to grant royalty-free trademark usage rights, not to the new agency, but directly to the members, as the was a decision stemming from our deliberations aimed at enabling deeper, smoother, and encounters and more active endeavors between the members and the fans in the future. For the perspective of supporting the perpetuity of the Boyz, a team beloved by so many, and barrier-free connections with fans, our company believed it was more appropriate to provide the royalty-free usage rights to the members themselves, directly to the members themselves. The conveyed information about excessive trademark fees were demanded, and demands exceeding customary values were made to the company side. The new company side are also untrue. On the contrary, our company has maintained an open stance awaiting various proposals regarding the trademark, and has only briefly discussed general and customary matters for a smooth handover. While our connection with the Boyz comes to a regrettable close, we promise to provide support so that there are no inconveniences in the Boyz' future activities, and we sincerely cheer on their path ahead. Okay. Now, like I said, IST was full of shit back then too. They used to oh my god, there were just so many things that they went through under that company and whatever. So I think maybe that's why at the time of reading that, when it came out, I was sitting there and being like, y'all full of shit. By the Boyz attorney. I love that name. Do we follow it? Yeah, we're moots. As we should be. I find these things about trademarks and rights really confusing, so I'm not sure if I understood everything correctly. Please correct me if I'm wrong. As far as I understand, the trademark rights of the Boyz remain with IST, but IST granted the members the free right to use the name and trademark. Having the right to use the trademark and owning the trademark itself are two different things. So the members of the Boyz have the right to use the Boyz and continue promoting as the group, but they don't own the trademark itself, which remains with IST. So basically, the company can't stop them from wanting to use the name, because that is, the Boyz have the rights to use their name. The company does not. It also baffles me because it seems as though 100 is aiming towards Younghoon and Changmin now, because they are trying to seize their properties, which is so weird because what the fuck do you have to do with that? They're just money hungry bitches that don't know how to pay their artists and treat their artists right. Treat your artists right, and then maybe I'll stop cussing you out on camera, bitch. Chagawon, you got some serious issues, man. So I'm gonna try to read the article, seeing that this article isn't so weirdly translated, because the other one was. While 100 lost the lawsuit of damages of about 8 billion won against Haknyeon from the Boyz. Haknyeon from the Boyz, I know that's fucking right. The legal representative in charge of the appeal announced the appeal policy. According to the fact, on the 23rd, the 28th division, on the 23rd, Chagawon, the CEO of the appeal of the lawsuit, and the lawyer of Hwagum, who is also a representative of 100 label, announced his plan to appeal to expose news on the 23rd. Lawyer Hyun said the lawsuit began based on the statement today by the members of the Boyz at the time of dismissal of Haknyeon. And I understand he recently submitted a fact confirmation to the court with a different content. The existing statement after leaving the company as a cited of injunction? I don't know what any of this means. The actual court case record states that the defendant's litigation representatives submitted a reference to the current lawyer raised his voice. I don't know if it was right then and wrong now. And depending on the situation of the boys who wrote the fact confirmation, other statements will be thoroughly investigated in appeal hearing. He also emphasized, I will reveal the truth even if I mobilize the way to meet Asuka Kirara in person. So they're trying to get Asuka Kirara, which was the girl and the lady who was she's so pretty. Sorry, when I was like doing like the initial video about this, I looked up a picture of her and I was like, she's so gorgeous, man. I would risk it all for her. Anyway, so this isn't about that, but my thing is they're trying to bring her in for questioning, but she has already made her statement very clear. She was like, it's very weird and I really do think the company has it out for him. like that's literally what her statement was back then. The current lawyer said that he was also preparing for the main lawsuit on the same day. The Boyz' name and trademark rights are on the 100 side. I hope the members who left the company don't use the name The Boyz anymore, he added. So they can't do that because, as we just read what IST said before when they just left the company, that the rights, the trademark still belongs to IST, but the Boyz have the rights to it. The Boyz do. The company does not. The Boyz does. So the Boyz has every right to be like, well, fuck you, bitch. And then just like, I think they're gonna, if they end up going to court for this, or if the company, or if the courts are just like, y'all are so stupid, can we just arrest this bitch already? But yeah, they're also coming at Younghoon and Q for whatever fucking reason. What the fuck did they do? Oh my god. Okay, so the article is not loading, but that's what I read somewhere, and I think I'll include like a overlay. Oh, people are being really weird towards Chenny. You bitches who are being very weird towards Chenny. There's someone who was on here and it was like, oh, that twink. I can't believe he did this and that, this and that. Shut the fuck up. Get my wife's name out your fucking mouth right now, okay? Chenny hasn't done anything. So people are mad at him because he's the only one who is still under 100, which I think there's definitely circumstances behind it that we don't know. Maybe it's a legal thing. That's why he can't say. He'll get in trouble. He'll get sued if he comes forward and is like, they're holding me hostage. They might as well have been, because he has no reason to stay if they don't have anything like dangling up it like over his head like a carrot over a bunny's head, just being like, you want it, well, you're not getting it, bitch. You're not gonna go and be with them, because I think they also know that if all the members were free, that the Boyz would strive. They would go and strive on their own. But anyway, so Chenny, hey, the Chenny's on my screen. Oh no, he wasn't there. Hold on, wait for it. I don't know if it's gonna. There he is. Diva. If you guys want a tutorial on how to do that, I got you, dude. Anyway. So the same person, the Boyz attorney, said the amount of hateful tweets such, quotes, homophobic, disgusting rumors, and baseless speculation being thrown at Chenny is absolutely disgusting and unacceptable. The only villain here is 100. How is that so hard to understand? I don't understand why they're blaming the members. Me personally, if I see things like this, I'm looking right at the company, because the company has the power to do these things. You know, like they have the reason to do all of this. It is not Chenny's fault that he is staying there, because again, there's probably reasons that we don't know, and we probably won't know ever if like he remains to stay. I don't know if his play is still going on. If it is, damn, that's been a while. But don't give any of those pathetic losers any attention they're begging for. And I'm trying not to, but it just makes me so mad, because when I started standing the Boyz, so I started standing the Boyz like Shit, it's been like my Dolby anniversary was like this month, I think. And I've been a fan since like 2018. I've been a fan of the Boyz for 8 years, okay? And when I first started studying the Boyz, Chenny was my bias. So I have like a very like I hold him very dear. He's very dear to my heart, okay? So anyway, my bias now is Juyeon, but that's a whole different topic. Anyway, don't give these pathetic losers the attention they're begging for. If you come across anyone insulting Chenny or any of the other members, block them, report them, and move on. Don't amplify hateful voices. That's true. That's why I'm not reading any of the hateful tweets right now, because I'm trying not to cuss as much in these videos, but I'm obviously failing because I have a potty mouth. I'm sorry, guys. Chenny knows Dolby's love, support, and trust and respect him. And that's what matters. No hateful tweet, quote, or rumor will ever define him. Stand with the 11 members, ignore the bait, and stop giving these disgusting haters the platform they're so desperate for. And then Chenny's shirt. So Chenny was wearing a shirt. I don't know what it was for or where he was at when he was wearing it, but it said, "Bitch, please. You a fan. Fuck you. And you. And you. Find God supreme." That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. Period. He said what he said, and I think he meant it. B-Lift Weavers posts mixes up and Hypen and Evan fan notices. Oh my gosh, I see that. They did. They did. That's so weird. What the hell? Oh my gosh, that's messy. Y'all should hire me. I would. No. 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 Now I'm also seeing that 17's DK and Vernon are gonna go to the military. Oh my god, I should just kill myself. They're one of my oldest guys. Oh, this is like, I'm doing the Boyz video. My Enhypen one. I don't know if this video is gonna be out before I do the other one that I mixed like Enhypen and NCT drama all in one. What kind of claim is this? The Boyz name and trademark rights belong to 100. Excuse me, the trademark rights and rights to the name of the Boyz are not owned by 100. IST already granted the members free rights to use the trademark and officially informed them about it. I'll never forgive anyone who called him a liar and fraud and believing what news outlets were saying about him when the news came out. No, seriously, because everybody was like so weird towards Haknyeon at first. Like when it first came out, I did say like, oh, if like the rumors were true, that I would also like take a step back. I'm not gonna blindly support somebody who I know has done something horrible. But the more I read into like the case and stuff, I'm like, yeah, no, he was getting sabotaged. Like this didn't happen. Sucks that some people were so aggressive and still are, because they want to believe that he's something that he's not. Batch. Anyway, so that's all for this video. If you liked it, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. If you would like to see more updates. Oh, another update is, I don't know if I mentioned it in a video, but Jacob, I did, I think. Jacob, Kevin, and Eric also all have Twitters now, but it looks like they still use From, because Eric had a very long talk with the CEO of From. It was like, y'all, my company fucked me over. Let me in, you know? And they were like, okay. And now they're doing like their solo steps right now. Because, I mean, I'm guessing it's just easier to do that right now than to have a comeback without Sangyeon. Sangyeon, come back! Sangyeon, please. You're over here. Sangyeon, please, won't you come back? That's all for this video. If you liked it, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, please let me know. If you want me to cover any topics, let me know. If you want me to update anything, let me know. If you want to see anything else from me, let me know. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.